bills.
This country tries to control us with fear of debt. Treat it like it doesn't exist. I'm telling you right now, do not pay. What can they do?
I stopped paying my bills and stopped giving a shit about my credit score that I had been working years and years and years to fix.
Well, do you understand what this will do to your credit? Have you seen my credit? Do you think that I care?
For decades, we've been told to pay your bills on time and maintain a good credit score, and many people have been doing that because we want to maintain a perfect profile. But more and more, I'm seeing a growing trend of people saying, no, I'm not going to do that anymore, and I don't even care about my credit score because of the cost of living.
Don't pay your credit card off. What if we...
Basically, people are opting just to not pay their bills, not pay their credit card, and it's just insane. A credit score is very important, and America runs with a credit score. If you don't pay, they'll take your wages, they'll take everything you have, they can take your vehicle, they can even take your house. So before you go out there and apply for a credit card, learn how to use them, make better choices with them, and then you can decide if you want to go ahead and play the credit card game, or if it's not for you. We have to keep that in mind.
We all thoroughly decided we are going to max out our credit cards and not pay it off.
That black chick was the best, dude. Oh, man. I did the whole credit card thing, and you know that whole 7-year rhetoric? After 7 years, it's wiped off. Not anymore. They changed the rules. Again, yeah, happened to me. Something from 9 years ago. It's coming up on the loan chart. And how much money do you think they're going to give you? No, I'm serious. How much money do you think you're really going to be able to rack up? But 10 grand? No offense. I'm just saying, like, it's actually kind of genius. I'm not mad about it. I don't care. I don't care anymore.
I'll be honest with you guys. I had to file bankruptcy at one point of my life, and credit cards could be a good tool or they could be a horrible one. I thought I was taking advantage of them, but in reality, no. I was using them as free money on my bank, and then I would just swipe it, buy whatever I wanted. We just have to make sure we do it the right way. In my experience, in my opinion, I have some right now. I have about 2 or 3 of them. I barely use them. Just simple stuff, that I can go ahead and pay them off in a couple of days. So, but at first I have to have the money on my bank, and then I use my credit card. So basically, the issues with Americans is we will get the credit card and we use them left and right, and then we forget to pay them because they didn't teach this in school, because you might have already used the money or some emergencies popped up or something. So you have to be smart about this money. And people nowadays, they're struggling more than ever because the lifestyle, as we saw in the video, the lifestyle keeps going up, and then the wages are going down. We're not getting paid as much as we thought we were gonna be, and then we cannot be using credit cards thinking about the money that you will have in the following months. Just use it within your means, and if you get paid $2,000 a month, make sure you use it for the same amount or less, which is even better.
Day 21 of paying off my credit card debt. It is a big day today because instead of 80,000, we're gonna be owing 79,000 on the credit card debt. So from 80 to 79,000, hell yeah!
That's insane. $80,000 on a credit card, and even worse is American Express. They're not credit cards; they're charge cards, which is even worse. They had the highest interest rates, and that's $80,000 on a credit card. I mean, he must be living on that card. There's no way that you're gonna spend $80,000. Plus, I bet that American Express been trying to contact him for God knows how long and maybe garnish his wages. That's gonna happen next. He only paid $150 towards that $80,000. I mean, guys, that's why I like these videos. You can see the insanity in people about credit cards. The credit points, the credit cards game could be played the right way. You can have a bunch of points, you can use it to your advantage. But if you want a secure job with a great salary, it's not worth it. You're just gonna keep losing money, and they're gonna take it from you. That's insane. I never seen this before. $80,000 on a charge card. Wow. It's crazy.
I'm exposing my debt so you can feel better about your debt. Let's do this. My husband and I are in a lot of debt, and we're finally in a season where we can start to pay that debt off a little more aggressively than just making the minimum monthly payments. And I decided to document our journey to being debt-free. The debt that I'm going to start out with is a debt that I don't have the exact specific numbers for just yet, just because We're working on refinancing a couple of things, and that's going to take some time. That being said, I can estimate that we have over $100,000 worth of student loans and personal loans. And I can get into more of the why behind the personal loans, but maybe I'll save that for another video. Before you watch the rest of this video, if you think you have more debt than me, hit the like button. Let's move on to our credit card debt, which is,
You know, that's like I mentioned before, this is great. Coming on the internet and then exposing yourself, it'll help you out. And actually having people on the internet, you know, looking after you, and you can have that community to guide you how to pay all your debt. And plus, she has a spouse, so that's another thing that's good. If you have two incomes in the same household, you can go ahead and tackle that real quick, real fast. And then you can get out from that, because whenever you get your paycheck, you know, instead of you get your paycheck and you're gonna spend pretty much all of it and just paying your credit card debt, and then you're not gonna have money to pay your recurring bills, you know, to pay your mortgage, your car. So that's another thing that we gotta keep in mind. But the courage that she has to come out here and into the internet, you can learn from that too. So
really our priority right now. Gotta take a sip before this. As of today, we have
it must be huge.
6 credit cards. We're just gonna name them credit card 1, credit card 2, credit card 3, etc. I'm also not gonna go into the why behind this credit card debt right now. I can do that in another video, and if you're curious about it, I would love to share some of those stories. We all have stories where hardships hit and we had to do what we could to survive.
Yeah, that's right. You know, I'm not ashamed to admit it. I had to file bankruptcy one time in my life. I had about 8 of them. So I got them all the way to the limit, and then I had to file bankruptcy. So I'm not ashamed of saying that. I'm way better now. Like I said, I have my credit cards, but I use them for certain things. And if I don't have to use them, I just don't use it. I have my debit card, which is fine. I just stick to my debit card, and then I'll make it happen that way.
Credit card number 6, current balance is $16,582.43. Our current running balance of credit card debt is $63,227. We are going all in and being.
I don't even know how you're gonna get rid of that. That's a lot of debt. And then you're gonna have to come up with a plan to tackle that real quick. And at the same time, you know, just living life, paying regular bills and things that you regularly need. It's crazy how people will rack up that much money, that's many debt. I went all the way to like 20,000. So for me, it was a lot of money. But so I, you know, racked up a bunch of debt in between that. So it was over 50,000. But it wasn't only credit cards. I had a bunch of other things. I just don't know how the people do it. They be just swiping left and right, buying everything that they see, you know. Why could you be buying every single day that you need? It's just crazy. Unless you're using them to support your income, but you don't have the income to pay it off. Because we got to remember, credit cards are tools that you can use them with your regular paycheck or your, you know, your regular debit card. It shouldn't be a replacement. Because whatever you have on your debit card, that's your money. So if you're using them, replacing your debit card, there's a problem right there. And that's what we see in these videos. You know, people just racking up a bunch of debt and they going crazy.
Extremely aggressive on how much we are paying per month. Credit card debt is very stressful. There's a lot of shame around it, and it can feel really isolating. But I don't look at this number with fear anymore. If you have debt that you're afraid to face, I really encourage you to face it. Stare at it until it doesn't scare you anymore, because it's just a number. I take this debt really seriously, and my husband and I take full responsibility and accountability for every single dollar of this debt. It doesn't matter the reason.
Yeah, they had the debt. They did it to themselves. Now they have to be responsible. And like she said, there's nothing for you to be ashamed of. It happens. It's how life is, you know. You can be laid off from a job. If you don't have an emergency fund or some money set aside, things will happen. It's just how life is. If you're relying on your credit cards as an emergency fund for you to use every now and then as an emergency, that's what's going to happen. You're going to get back in debt, and then it's going to be painful because you're going to have to file bankruptcy. We don't have to get to this point. So.
That we're in it. Everybody has a story and reasons behind their debt, and we shouldn't judge anyone. I certainly don't. So here it is, $63,000 in credit card debt, and this is where it all begins. I'm terrified and also excited to be documenting and sharing this journey with anyone who wants to watch. If you were at all shocked by this number, I'd love to hear from you. Leave me a comment, like this video, and I'm excited to share a progress video with you all very soon.